Hello, dear friends. Welcome to this program, our moments with God, also our moments with our inner, deeper self, which actually connects us with the presence of God because God always abides and is there in the innermost self of our hearts. And I hope that you do, through these videos, are getting in touch with your inner self. And if you like the video, you may please share it with others. Yes, I am mentioning this inner self because today in the first reading, St. Paul in the letter to the Ephesians speaks about strengthening the inner self through the Spirit and be founded and strengthened by the love of Christ and know the depth and the height and the width and the length of the love of Christ, which actually abides in our inner self. And actually, the whole life of a Christian or of a faithful is based around love. And of course, here in the background, you see this tree now, which is turning yellow. But if you go to the forest, which I went this morning for a walk, you could see that as the leaves are turning yellow to orange and red, sometimes it appears that there is fire in the forest because the whole thing looks orange from far. I cannot take you to that forest and give you that picture, but I am just giving you an idea as this is like almost turning as if there is fire. If you see it from far, this is almost looking like the tree is on fire or the jungle or the forest is on fire. And Jesus is saying in the gospel today that he has come to set the world on fire, and how he wishes that it was already emblazed with fire. What fire is he talking about? Is he talking about a fire with matches and that burns the whole thing? Yes, he is talking about a fire, but fire of love, which St. Paul is referring to in the first reading. The love of Christ may be strengthened in you. And I mentioned a while ago that yes, the whole Christian life surrounds around the idea of God's love for us, God's forgiveness for us. And as I read more and more the spiritual books of the lives of the saints and the lives of the mystics, you would be surprised that while they were so much deep in prayer and in penance, one word that came out of their mouth always, and one thing they always proclaimed, was about the love of God, how God loves them, how deeply they experienced in their inner self, again what St. Paul mentions today, the depth of God's love. And what Paul says, it is the length and width and the depth and the height may be known to us of the love that Jesus has for us. And this is that love that Jesus has come to set on fire. And it is a fire of love which can divide families, Jesus says. The father may go against the son and the daughter against the mother. But that is not because he wants to put people one against the other. No, he wants to set our hearts on fire of love for him and emanating from that love for one another. But when love is absent in our life or in the life of the other, and when we have not experienced the Christian love, and when our hearts are not on fire of love as these trees appear on fire, then of course there will be problem, there will be conflicts, because one is functioning from the principle of love, of forgiveness, of understanding, of tolerance, of going together, of harmony, of living in peace and love, and the other wants to go his or her own way and wants to show his or her power and dominate over others, not giving a listening ear, not having an open heart, because it is in the heart that the love of Christ dwells, and it is from there that the love springs out to the rest of the world. And it is actually so wonderful, as I told you, to read the lives of saints and to be inspired by them, that they were all led deeply by the love of God. How wonderful it would be that if you would all be set on fire with the love of God and set this world on fire with love. That's what Jesus is talking about, to set the world on fire with the love of Christ, with forgiveness. Fill the world with love. Let hate disappear. Let the disharmony and the lack of peace disappear, and let love of Jesus reign in our hearts and reign in the world. And I'm sure you too want that love reigns in your heart, and from your heart it emanates and goes out to the rest of the world. Yes, and if you would like to subscribe to this channel, you may please do it now. I wish you all the very best. Thank you.